Congressman Mick Mulvaney is a Republican from South Carolina. He's saying he's not going to support the measure. Nice to see you, sir. Thank you for talking with us. Tell me why you're not going to vote for this today if it comes up.
Well, as of right now, it's not paid for. I'm not one of those folks in the Republican Party, and there are members of my party who think that this is not a proper function of the government. I happen to disagree with that. I live in a hurricane-prone area. I've lived through hurricanes and floods myself. I do think this is a proper and appropriate function of the government. My difficulty with it is that it is simply not paid for. We're borrowing this additional money to do this, and I just think that's wrong. I'm hoping that we can figure out a way today, during the amendment process, to find savings elsewhere so that we can pay for this without adding to the debt.
You represent South Carolina, which has a little bit of a history with hurricanes, and if you look at the damage from Hurricane Hugo in 1989, $5 to $8 billion in property losses, 26,000 homes more or less were damaged. Hurricane Gaston in 2004, nobody offset costs, by spending cuts. This is sort of a different, I guess, standard for folks in New Jersey than everybody else, including those many folks in your state were given in the years past.
I do think it's a fair point. I would encourage the governor and everybody else to consider the fact that in 1989 and even as late as Katrina several years ago, the debt was much, much smaller. You go back to 1989, it was probably $2 or $3 trillion. It's 5 and 6 times larger than that today. We simply cannot continue to do what we've done in the past. That's how we arrived where we are. We have disasters every single year. We don't know where they're going to be, but we spend disaster money every single year. It's something for which we could budget. Listen, again, I'm not against doing this, but I think the days of just being able to say, okay, let's borrow money from China to do this, or let's borrow money from China to do that have come and gone.